Alright, so, welcome once again to Crossover Pairings, where I talk about two characters that, if they were in a relationship, would it work? Basically, two different characters from two different shows. And yeah, as you can see, what about a pairing of Raven and Hiei? Now, this pairing was actually something I actually really shipped. I thought it was really cool, and this ship came out at the height of the popularity between Yu Yu Hakusho and Teen Titans. And yeah, this pairing makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Now, even though I'm having an image of comic book Raven here, I'm actually talking about animated series Raven. I'm actually talking about that Raven as the, focus of the pairing. That's the main focus of this pairing. Even though, you could easily say that, comic book, Raven in general could honestly work in a relationship with Hiei. Now, both of them are, half-breeds. Hiei is a demon who was born of both a fire and ice demon, while Raven is a half-human, half-demon. Both of them have pretty shitty families. They did not have the best families growing up. So if they were to ever meet, I think they would connect on those grounds. I think Hiei would know about the story of Trigon, and, if he ever met Raven, he would be like, oh, so you're the daughter of Trigon. I was expecting a lot more. That's the thing, here's the thing. Hiei is very much, he's very enclosed, he does not open up that much, and when he does, it's tiny and very few and often. And Raven's very much like that is the same. It's not like with Hiei, however, it's not like with Hiei where Hiei shuts everyone out because, he doesn't really need anyone. He feels like he doesn't need anyone. Raven, on the other hand, needs to shut people out because her emotions are what generate her powers. So I think, Raven, out of all of them, because most women, had they met, Hiei, and I know there's kind of a pseudo-relationship between, they kind of dance around the fact of a relationship between Kurama as well as Botan with Hiei. But that's the thing, is that you need to give... Hiei's the kind of person where you need to give him his space. And I think if Raven was in a relationship with Hiei, I think she would give him that space. I think she would give him time to open up. I think she would give him that kind of space to allow him to eventually, gradually open himself up. Because honestly, Raven was the same way. Raven, when she joined the Titans, was very sullen, very kept away, because she didn't, trust these people. She didn't know them, and but she needed them to fight, Trigon. And even after that, she was kind of still a little distant from them, because again, she was like, oh god, emotions, I can't deal with this bullshit. So that's kind of the thing. That is kind of the thing with Raven, is that, again, she would understand, hey, you were like that, I was like that too, so I'm going to give you this space and let you eventually open up about it. Now, that may take a while, because honestly, Hiei, over 500 years old, he is not exactly a talker. But again, I think Raven would be more than willing to allow, as much space as he needed. Among other things between Raven and Hiei, I think they would both connect on their families. I mean, obviously, Hiei didn't have the best relationship with either of his parents, as well as, while Raven had a good relationship with her mother, Daddy, on the other hand, was a totally different story. Yeah. So, I think with their, I think it would be kind of funny. It was like, oh, you have dad problems too? Join the club. We have t-shirts. I think that would honestly be Hiei's reaction, where he wouldn't be... I think he would be sympathetic, but at the same time he would be like, oh, that sucks for you. What a tragedy. The poor children. Yeah, like I said, Hiei is not the easy... I would imagine Hiei is not the easiest person to be in a relationship with, because the dude, 500 years alone, he's been training all of his life, and I don't, again... He's not, even though he's with Team Urameshi, he ain't exactly with them some of the time. He's, sometimes he has his own plans, but, it would be, again, I think these two would connect on multiple levels between their, between both their demonic origins as well as their family, and, yeah, I could imagine these two, I don't know what a date between the two would be. Maybe... I don't know, fighting a horde of demons would count as a pretty good first date. Maybe that would be the main focus, that they would be like that? Don't know, honestly. I don't know what their first date would be, if at all. Would they just be sitting around like Netflix and chill? I don't know. That I doubt. Hiei or Raven would be the type of people who'd be like, yeah, it's a booty call. But be hard to say. But I think this relationship could work. But again, these two would have to be a little more trusting of one another. Hiei does not trust people. Raven had to learn to trust people. So, I guess it's just a matter of, how long can that trust go on between these two people. I think that's the main thing you got to look at with this relationship. So, I think it could work, but on the other hand, I think Hiei may be a little too aggressive, feeling that, oh God, I'm feeling for someone, commitment may be his downfall. Not to make like all men are afraid of commitment joke. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying that I think Hiei would be a little spooked by that idea of caring for someone other than himself or, his sister. So that would be kind of this thing because, he usually has been backstabbed by multiple people. So, you gotta get, again, trust issues are kind of a big thing with him. So, yeah, what do you guys think? You guys tell me. What do you guys think of Hiei, if Hiei and Raven had a relationship? What do you think that would be like? What do you think they'd do for dates? Do you think the relationship would last long? Really curious to know what you guys have to say on all this. Because again, this was this was not just a popular crossover ship for me. This was like in its heyday. This was like the Jack Frost and Elsa ship you see these days. It was that popular. It was honestly that popular. You can still find music videos about the two as a relationship here on YouTube. I think you can find several fan fictions of them as a couple as well. And yeah, like I said, this was the Jack and Elsa ship of its heyday. Back in the day. But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.